by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you.
Welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala. Thank you very much for joining me. This is episode 114 of the show. Before I go any further, like always, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share to the show, hit that notification button. Helps with the algorithm, especially here on YouTube. You can also find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, theprofessionalstepdad.com. Head over there, join our community. We'd love to have you for future shows that we're going to be doing, guest appearances, and of course, when we start traveling. Today's episode is going to be on a subject that I read yesterday. I was reading this book called Relentless, and it talks about how professionals can get to a point that they trust their process and they trust all the time and energy and effort they put in to their process, that they have to just get to a point where they don't think. They just react. They respond. So that's what I want to do. I want to talk about how that can apply to stepdads. So don't think. What that basically means is don't overthink. Don't try to break down and analyze and answer and come up with 50 different scenarios on why things are working or not working, why somebody likes you or they don't like you, why you can't seem to get over the hurdle of maybe one of your stepkids are just rude and obnoxious and they don't want you there. It's a constant reminder. Maybe they tell you all the time. And when this happens, when the shit hits the fan, when things aren't going our way, when we think we're putting in the work and then the result is not what we were expecting, we tend to overthink. We tend to overanalyze. So what I'm going to ask you to do, stepdads, is to not think. Don't think. Don't overthink this at all. No matter how hard you press, no matter how many books you read or seminars you attend or workshops you attend or podcasts that you listen to, at the end of the day, you have to be putting the time in at the gym, in the quiet moments when nobody's around, if you ever plan to be successful later on down the road. What I mean by this is this book, Relentless, it really deals with athletes, professional athletes. And in the book, right off of the bat, the author talks about how professionals do everything that matters without anybody looking. They do all the little tedious things because they know details matter. And they know that in order to get to a level of professionalism, especially at that high level, right? The high level of professionalism, that you have to trust the work that you put in. You have to trust the foundation you laid. You have to believe that all the time that you spent in the gym is going to pay off when it matters most. And this applies to being a step parent more than you can realize. Meaning, if you're really wanting to make that connection, build the relationship, earn the respect and trust of everyone in the family, you have to be doing the gym work or the quiet work when you're alone and nobody can see it. This means you're reading the books, you're watching the shows, you're listening to the podcast, you're working on your mental faculties, you're trying to figure out why you respond and react to certain things. You're building a partnership with your spouse that is like a team that is developed with a 50-50 split, and you guys are all in together. You have to really read and study and analyze your kids, figure out what their love languages are, because you want to properly communicate with them. But when we overthink, when we overanalyze, when we second guess ourselves or we second guess our situation, it's almost a guarantee. You will find that your journey is going to be filled with more obstacles and more negative circumstances than you would have if you had just taken the time to really just focus on bettering your best. And study on understanding yourself first before you even jump into your wife or your partner, jump into the kids. You really have to focus and study on yourself first. And this goes right back to the quiet times, the moments that nobody sees, the books that you're reading and the journals that you're keeping, and the honesty that you are having with yourself when it comes to why things aren't working out. Look, results at the end of the day, results is the only thing that matters. And if you're consistently getting results that you don't like, you have to reverse engineer everything that you're doing and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Or what am I doing in the quiet moments, in the times that nobody sees me, that I should be doing more of, or I'm not doing enough of, meaning like you're not reading enough books, or you're not, writing every single day like you should be. So how does this tie into being a professional? So you know that this show is called The Professional Stepdad. Why did I call it The Professional Stepdad? It's because this is a level that I wish to obtain. I want to get to a point in my blended family where I could consider myself a professional at what I do, meaning that I took serious all the downtime and all the moments and all the work and the study and the consistency in study and the foundations and the communication. I took it all to heart. I took it serious. I put in the work, and the results that I'm getting are strictly connected to the work that I put in. And that is what I want to do. I want for every one of you stepdads. I want each and every one of you to be striving to be a professional. We all start off this journey as a novice. We all start off as a rookie. And more often than not, or most stepdads stay in rookie season or in sophomore season longer than they want because they aren't doing the initial work. I'm telling you right now, stepdads, that I could tell you confidently that if you just do the little things that I tell you to do, especially in the first few years, your journey and the results that you get will be 50 times, 100 times better than they would be if you didn't listen to me. Remember, no matter what I tell you to do, no matter what I ask you to do, no matter what I suggest that you do, at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do. You're going to listen and you're going to say, man, Franco really knows what he's talking about, but I can't because, or I want to do this, but I don't have enough time because. You will always find an excuse not to do something. The problem that you have is that the more excuses that you make for not doing the work behind closed doors, the more times you make those excuses, the longer it's going to take for you to make that connection with your kids, for you to build that team with your partner, for you to really focus and truly understand why you do what you do and why you are and who you are. And what triggers you and how can you move past it and how can you not parent this way because this is how you were raised, but you're going to be better over here. What can you take from your childhood and from how you were raised and sprinkle it into your foundation so you can maintain the roots of where you were from and how you were raised, meaning like certain traditions and routines and habits or trips. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of that, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're doing enough study and consistency to that study. Your commitment to consistency when it comes to bettering yourself has to be on a professional level. And the only way you can get there is to not think. Don't think. You need to get to a point where it's a need, it's a reaction, it's a response, and you're confident in the reaction and the response because you know you did the work. You're not overthinking, you're not overanalyzing, you're just doing because you know you did the work here and it's going to pay off here. But in order to get from here to here, you know it's going to take consistency and commitment to consistency, and you are going to trust the process. But you cannot accomplish that if you're overthinking. So don't think. Stop thinking so much, stepdad. Look, you're there for a reason. You're in that blended family for a reason. You didn't walk away or abandon or disappear for a reason. So stop fucking complaining so much. Enough with the boo-hoo and the pity parties. Because guess what? The only person at that party is you. You're going to do your very best to bring as many people into your pity party, but it's not going to work because at the end of the day, it's on you. It is on you to move past a negative bio parent, negative in-laws, or negative friends and family. It's on you to let go of your childhood and the trauma that you went through in order to maintain a level of consistency with your progress and your confidence, so that when you do hit the shit, when the shit hits the fan, when it starts to build up, that you can take one step at a time, step by step, one step at a time, because you know you're moving forward in your journey, and you know it's not going to be some sort of a sprint, it's a marathon. But stop overthinking everything. You're there for a reason, so start doing the fucking work. Start putting in the time with you and your partner to, you know, I talk about this all the time, the power of us movement. That's you two. You just take a day, disappear, just you two, get a babysitter, go plan out the rest of the year, set goals for each other, set goals for your marriage, set goals for the family, and then sign these goals and put them up so you can see them each day, and then hold each other fucking accountable for these goals. Because if you guys are holding each other accountable and you guys are on the same page when it comes to how you want to raise the kids and how you want to move forward, it makes like the discipline in the hard times a lot easier. It makes it easier to navigate because you don't feel like you're fucking alone. You actually feel like you're with somebody, and that you're moving, that you can handle these problems because you know you have your partner with you, you have your teammate. You got to do that shit. Don't overthink. Stop overthinking the kids. If they don't like you now, they'll like you later. If they don't respect you now, earn it as you move forward. Trust me. If you're having a problem communicating with your stepkids, there's a reason. It's because you don't know how to fucking communicate with them, because you don't know who they are. Have you taken the time to just shut up and listen? They're going to tell you what they want, what they like. Don't try to solve their problems, just listen. But don't overthink this. Don't think. Just go. Don't think. Trust. Don't think. Trust your process. Trust all the work that you're putting in. If you're not confident yet to call yourself a professional stepdad, it's okay. Be confident to continue the study. Be confident to continue to put in the work where nobody's looking. In the darkest hours of your life, and when everybody's sleeping, you're up reading, and you know what I mean. So do it, but don't overthink this shit. It's not that complicated, I promise. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Don't think, just do it. All right, guys, thank you very much again for joining me. Once again, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share to the show, hit that notification button. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, of course, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, the professionalstepdad.com website. Head over there, join our community. We'd love to have you. Thank you guys once again for listening to the show, for trusting in me to just deliver information the best way I possibly can. And I promise I'm going to continue to do this forever. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm excited to one day meet each and every one of you stepdads in a huge event that we have. We're celebrating our wins and holding each other accountable for our losses. Till next time. Talk to you soon.
Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything. Your blue sky.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.